collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Autobot Ratchet from the Transformers Studio series from Hasbro. As you can see, he is number 82, and this is Ratchet as he is featured for about 2 seconds in the Transformers Bumblebee movie for that scene where they're all on Cybertron when the movie first begins. Taking a look at the back, you can see the robot mode and the vehicle mode. But otherwise, pretty standard packaging here. Some nice artwork of Ratchet on the front and on the side. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Ratchet with the backdrop piece that's included. And if we move him out of the way, you can see it's just a scene of the war-torn Cybertron from the beginning of the movie. You can see some other robots in the background. Pretty cool little backdrop, and he looks pretty good in there. So here is Ratchet out of the packaging. He looks fantastic. He's got like no kibble whatsoever. You can see he's got a nice flat back here. I will also apologize for the white balance of the video because he is stark white. He is very, very bright white, so I apologize if that gets thrown off at any point. But he looks fantastic. I really, really like this design a lot. I like the red here on the shoulders. The head sculpt is fantastic. Let's zoom in there. You can see he's got light piping. Very, very cool. Nice silver paint there for the face. The red crest, that looks fantastic. Head's on a ball joint, so you can kind of tilt side to side, forward, back. You can certainly look side to side, no problem. You have a swivel here in the shoulders, as well as a hinge out to the side. You have a bicep swivel, 90 degrees in the elbow. You can actually bend backwards a little bit as well. Nothing in the wrist because it goes into the forearm for the transformation. He's got a waist swivel. He's also got kind of a hinge side to side in the waist. That's really for the transformation, but you can utilize it if you want. You have pretty good range of motion here in the hips. Kick out to the side, all the way to the front, all the way to the back. The hips on mine are a little loose, especially over here. Not a huge problem, but they are just a little loose. You have a thigh swivel. You have a little bit more than 90 degrees there in the knee. And then you do have an ankle tilt. Not a ton, but you have a little bit side to side there. But he looks great. I really, really like this design. I'm excited that we're going to be getting it again as Ironhide. I think that's going to look really good. You can see it comes with a pretty significant blaster here. Fits very well into the hand. You can also take it off. And you can see that he's got a little square notch here on the back. And there is a square peg on the side of the gun. And so you can go ahead and peg it onto the back. And then he just kind of has it diagonally on the back, which I think looks really cool. I like the look of that quite a bit. I think that's really, really neat. So just all in all, I really, really like this guy a lot. I think the design works. I think the color scheme works. Yes, he's primarily white, but he's got just enough red, blue, and gray to make it, broken up. And I love that head sculpt. Absolutely love that. So let's go ahead. Let's check out the transformation. So the transformation is fairly complicated, but it's really neat. And you end up with a really small, compact little vehicle mode. So let's get into it. We're going to go ahead and rotate the hands into the forearms, like so. We're going to come to the back. We're going to open up these doors here. We're going to take this little panel here behind the head and lift that up over the head. Then you're going to be able to unpeg the torso, and it looks like it's already come undone. But you can see that there is a tiny little square peg right there, and that's what kind of keeps the torso in place. So you kind of just want to unpeg that. And then this whole thing is just going to kind of lift up and kind of accordion out. And then you're going to kind of swing these out to the side, and you're going to lift this up, and then this panel will flip up. Let me zoom out here so you can actually see what I'm doing. So you can see that this just kind of all unfolds here like this. So you just kind of have all this hanging out here for a minute. You're going to come around to the back. You're going to straighten out the feet. You're going to rotate them into the back of the legs, like so. And then you're going to rotate the legs at the thigh swivel, 180 degrees. Then you're going to come around, and that joint that I told you about earlier that kind of let him rock a little bit side to side, you want to swivel that around 180 degrees like so. And then you want the legs to be straight out, and then you want to bend them at the knees like this. You also want to take these wheels on the side and rotate them down 90 degrees. So bend the knee and then rotate that down 90 degrees like so. And then at this point, this is going to drop down and kind of flip that panel out. And then there are two tiny pegs right here and here. They're going to peg into these notches here and here. So you just want to kind of make sure that These don't peg together, but they just kind of, you know, get them as straight as you can. So that way this can drop down. And I think I have this a little backwards. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have I had the legs up an extra 90 degrees. They should be down like this. That way this can drop down and peg into place. And then that's going to snap in there and there. And when that snaps in, it's really nice and tight. And that really holds in place. And then you're just going to go ahead and drop this down. You can see that there's a little tab slot there and a little tab. So you're going to bring that down and peg that into place. And that's pretty much the whole front of the vehicle mode there. So now we get to another interesting part with all of this. You want to make sure that these are kind of straightforward. You're going to fold these down like this. And you can see that there's two large tabs right here and here. And where they are going to go is into these little notches right here and here. And this can be a little tricky, but you want to bring this down, and then you want to use this hinge right here to bring it down again. And then you kind of want to get these doors out of the way, so bend them back. And you want to make sure that these will come up and fit into those notches. And you can bring the arms back to get them out of the way. So this will come up and peg into the notch, and you kind of have to do both at the same time. So there you go. Once those are pegged in, now you can see that there are tiny tabs on the forearms that are going to tab into these little spots right here. Actually, I think the directions tell you to close the doors first. I don't think it really matters, but it might be a little bit easier to bring the doors in and snap them closed. And you want to make sure these wheels are oriented correctly because they have a little tab that the doors are going to close on. So once that's all snapped in, then you can come down and just kind of bring those hands up and tab them into place. And there you go. There is your super tiny, compact little vehicle mode. And I absolutely love it. I think it looks fantastic. It's got a nice mixture of red and blue and gray to break up the white, just like the robot mode. Of course, you got a big spot right there, so you can go ahead and just pop that gun right on top. It rolls really well. I don't know. I just love it. I just love how tiny it is. And I really like the front here. I think this is obviously the chest of the robot mode. You have the Autobot symbol. You have the nice clear windows there, the nice pop of red. It just really looks cool. And it's just a fun little feat of engineering because he really does, you know, compact in on himself very tightly. But everything works. You don't have a ton of robot kibble. You can see the head under there, but that's not a big deal. Everything else really compacts pretty nicely. And I just really love this tiny little vehicle mode. I think it looks fantastic. I honestly love everything about this figure. I think he looks fantastic. I love the paint applications. I like the big translucent windows on the front. I absolutely love the head sculpt. I love the shape of the shoulder pads. The gun that he comes with is cool. I like how he has the gun storage on the back. The transformation is fun. It's a little difficult to figure out at first because the directions aren't really that great. But once you transform him once or twice, you'll get the hang of it. It won't be a problem. And he just looks really clean. He's got no kibble. The back closes up perfectly. I love how these doors just, close up and give him this perfect flat back here. It's just a really, really fun, well-done figure, and I'm really enjoying these Cybertronian alt mode versions of these characters from Bumblebee, and I'm really excited for them to continue. I have Wheeljack and Brawn on the way, so be on the lookout for reviews of those as well, and I will definitely be getting RC, and then this mold again is Ironhide. I love it. I really have nothing bad to say about it. It's really, really fun, and I definitely highly recommend it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.